Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another Our Town Community Show. Really excited to have a good friend of mine and colleague, Mitch Leff, with us today. If you don't know Mitch Leff, I don't know who you are. But Mitch, why don't you just as a quick opening, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of jump into the show.
Sure. So I am a local PR guy. I've had my own company for about 20 years now.
Goodness.
I think, depending on how you're counting, I think this is either year 19 or 20. I'm gonna go with 20. So I'm gonna kind of work that 20-year thing for a year or two.
You should.
And kind of have 2 years of anniversary parties.
But you deserve it.
You know, I worked for big agencies. I worked for Turner Broadcasting and CNN for a couple of years, and started my own agency in 2003. So far so good. I think it's I think it's gonna last. But we do all kinds of clients. We do some smaller professional services. We do nonprofits. We do education. We do crisis communications for clients, which is always fun and crazy.
It's funny, I'm teaching a MBA class for graduate students, and they're actually working, funny you say that, on a crisis communications hypothetical real world plan. So we might just have to have you drop in, Mitch Leff, on them one time when I'm tired of talking to them. So.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I did a jump in for my son who was a UGA student. He was doing a crisis class, so he called me and said, hey, can you help me with the project?
Yeah.
I was like, sure, I'll do that.
I know. I mean, they just, a lot of us online, but they like to hear videos and other people's voices. But so, Mitch, you and I go way back, and we've really had quite the 24-month period. I mean, you've had a show, I've been in your show, you've been in my shows, whatever, but what are you seeing right now? I mean, you know a lot of people, you're very respected in the PR and media industry, but you get to see a lot of people, and there's some people that I think are dealing with trying to come out of this pandemic. What are you seeing out there?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, there are a lot of companies that are trying to get back to work in the office.
Yeah.
And there's a
little fight,
a little bit of a fight sometimes. I mean, some people want to get back into the office, and the companies are like, yeah, we're not there yet. And then some companies are like, we wanted you to get back in like 2 days a week, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
So there's kind of trying to figure out that balance. I was talking to somebody recently who wants to go back to the office, but the rest of his team doesn't want to go back to the office. So he's like, he's a young guy. He's like, I want to go into the office. This is a new job. I've only been there for a couple months. I want to meet people and interact and have that office experience. And his team is older. And I'm like, yeah, we're good.
We're good.
We're working from home. We're just going to keep it like that.
Well, I want to piggyback on this. So I've got friends of mine that are down doing this. Well, it's been, hopefully this is going to extend out because, this is really convenient, and I don't want to have to go back in the office, which, I've been in an environment for years where I've been able to be flexible. You can probably relate. But yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of that too, of people, some people do, but other people have come to enjoy this. I guess, I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. Are they enjoying it, or are they sick of it after 2 years?
I think there are some people who are enjoying it, and there is a huge efficiency.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of clients who have realized, if I can just do a Zoom meeting instead of having to drive an hour back and forth to a meeting.
That's what, 3 hours?
Right. That's much more efficient. Now you lose that networking and a little bit of that in-person kind of thing.
Maybe supplement a little bit.
Right. So there's instead of meeting in person every week, maybe you meet in person once a month and supplement the in-betweens with Zooms. I mean, I'll tell you, I haven't done a conference call, like a phone conference call
Is that right?
in 2 years. Since we found Zoom, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now we do.
One of my friends I was interviewing one time in the same show you came on, and this might be other people have used it, but he kept calling himself a Zombie. Because he's done so many of them. But yeah, no, it's true. It
definitely
was the call to action 24 months ago. If you didn't know what Zoom was, you quickly learned.
Right. But you lose that. What you do lose is that kind of that break in between meetings.
Yes.
If you drive to a meeting, you got a 20-minute break to go.
Okay. Or even if you're sitting in the lobby for a second before the meeting, catch your breath.
Right. Now you got a 9 o'clock Zoom meeting that goes till 9:57.
Jump on the next.
Then you get the 10 o'clock that goes till 10:29. Then you get the 10:30.
It's exhausting.
So yeah. So somewhere in there, you actually have to get some work done.
Get some work. Well, it's very true. It's very true.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit about family and friends. And getting to know you in terms of the stuff you do. I know I've seen some of your stuff through Facebook and stuff. But how important are that good core of your family and your friends to you in terms of what you do?
Yeah. Obviously, it's really important, and that when you're working from home. Your friends and your family and your neighbors that's your community, right? If you're not getting along with your neighbors in this kind of situation, then you're going to be pretty lonely.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Well, what was the thing I saw you do? Was something related to Scouts? Was it Scouts or so I can't remember the name thing I was telling you.
Quite likely.
There's something you were giving back. I know you give back a lot.
Yeah, a couple of things. I've been active with scouting for a lot of years. Both of my sons went through scouting.
Maybe that's like my little long-term memory.
Yeah, okay, all right, that's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, my sons went through. They got their Eagle Scouts and they're off to college now. But I still volunteer with our local scout troop, and we've got a pretty good operation at Oak Grove United Methodist Church in Decatur. Mm-hmm. And so I do a lot of volunteering in that. I teach cooking and communications of all things, right?
Oh yeah, so cooking communications.
So it's fun. So I teach the kids how to cook in the campsite and how to.
So you're teaching real world things.
Yeah, we're teaching them real world things. But I tell these kids, boys and girls, I said, you go to college, you got to know how to cook, especially for the guys. Yeah. It's going to impress the girls if you know how to cook, right?
Right, and it's getting quite expensive to eat out.
And that too. So we do a lot of that, and then I worked for a lot of years with the Lakeside High School Foundation, kind of running that, so kind of raising money for that also. And I do some other volunteer work.
Well, let me jump on that. The Eagle Scout. I've always been impressed with Eagle Scouts because ones I've hired over the year are so prepared for every situation known to man. Like they'd come in their first day of work and like, have you thought of this? Have you thought of this? Can you sit right beside me? Because the answer is no. But is that with when we want to say all younger people are on their phone 24/7? I think all of us are on our phone. We're connected to our phone. We have to deliberately shut it off. But when you see the scouting and people doing that, does that make them? You got these tools of modern technology at your fingertips. Do you see any differences in an Eagle Scout from 25 years ago and today with technology? That's kind of a loaded question. I'm just curious.
Yeah,
how they blend.
Well, I mean, we do tend to encourage the kids to turn off their technology when we're out camping. Yeah. Unless they need to take a picture or use the compass that's on their phone.
Right.
We tell them the battery's going to run out. If you're camping for a week, unless you got some kind of solar charger, your battery's not going to make it all week. So, you need to have that real compass. But, but the goal is to kind of get them out of that their rut, get them outdoors, get them to enjoy things, and they learn. Like I was talking about cooking, but they'll learn basic skills. Like, you see all these stories about people who got injured or lost when they're hiking or something. there's basic things you do when you when you're camping or hiking or walking around. So it's just basic things.
Yeah, I'm the guy in the woods you'd see where I'd meet an Eagle Scout and go, "Sir, where are you going?" I'm like, "I don't know. I lost the campsite and they left me." So my friends, I asked one of my friends. He's a big hunter, fisherman. He loves the woods. He can go, "That's east. That's north." I can't even get to this TV studio without my GPS, and it's like 10 miles from my house. So I've just learned to be as good as I can. But in all seriousness, would you take me hunting and fishing? Is absolutely 100% no.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to be responsible.
He didn't want to take you?
He goes, I absolutely don't want any responsibility. You would get lost in the first 5 minutes or go running in front of some animal and get us all killed. I'm like, that is very true.
Well, but the thing is about, it's as with so many things, it's critical thinking.
Yeah.
It's teaching the kids how to think a little bit better.
Yeah.
To think ahead and be prepared, and that the motto is be prepared, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, and that works for anything in business too. You sit down, you go into a meeting with a client or a prospective client. You want to think about, who is this person? What do they want? What do I need to do ahead of time? So you just don't walk into the meeting and think, okay, this is going to be great. I'm going to.
Well, you've done your homework, and I think, us coming from a different generation, we didn't have the Google at our fingertips, so we had to go dig it up. And so I always tell people, no matter who you're meeting with in life, business or, professional endeavors, you want to know something about them. Don't just walk in and say, people would assume you would have done a little research like, Mitch, you've been in business 20 years, you do this, that, and go, no, tell me, I don't know anything about you. Like, well, that's kind of unprepared. So I do see that Eagle Scout being an amazing skill. So yeah, he's just one of my best friends. He's just messing with me. He'd probably take me, but he might just leave me out there. So we'll see.
He'll leave you out there for an hour.
Yeah, he would do that.
Just to mess with you.
That's exactly what he would do.
Yeah.
All right, so coming out of this 24 months of craziness, how are you predicting the future look? I mean, you see us starting to get on any kind of consistent path, or we got any more roller? I know you can't predict the future, but in business-wise and in life-wise?
Well, business-wise, I think we were on an upswing. We've got this war in Europe now that has thrown the world economy for a loop a little bit. That's going to affect things for a bit. But the pandemic has, of course, caused some interesting economic things.
The inflation.
Inflation, it's that a year and a half of people not buying anything and saving money, and then all of a sudden they can go out and spend this money.
Right.
So they're spending more money, so then things cost more because that's how inflation works.
Right.
And then gas prices, which are caused by all kinds of things, seasonal and demand and whatnot. So there's all of that.
There is, and then you've got, the pandemic. I was writing about this for the dissertation I'm working on. And then you've got finding workers. If you need, because so everybody I know is looking to hire somebody. So I don't even know what, but it's all been kind of these offshoot things. And when you put them all together in the PR world or the life world, they're very constantly changing.
I think if you're a young person coming out of college right now, I haven't seen a better job market in years, right? The money they're offering is just...
Oh, man. I'm thinking about going to apply.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right?
I'm going to close my company and go apply for that.
Yeah, go apply. Go apply for some entry-level job somewhere.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I have seen so many people shifting jobs, moving across country, moving to different industries. A lot of people starting their own companies because technology makes it easy to do that now. So people who lost their jobs or decided, this isn't worth it. I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do.
Or I'm going to give it a shot. Finally give it a shot.
Well, and companies have seen that you don't have to have people in the office all the time for them to be productive.
Yeah, and I think that's been the big thing. You always had when people refer at home, it was the stigma of like, well, they're not really working. Well, that's done. I mean, that's done in yesterday's news. It'll be a question. My prediction is you're going to have some companies be more hybrid. They'll have people in, but do you need them there every day? I don't think so, depending on the job.
Well, yeah, but it's a matter of how your teams work, how your companies work. I mean, companies are going to kind of this hoteling situation where you don't have your own desk, where you just kind of grab a desk when you come in.
Okay.
So you can be sitting next to the CEO one day.
Oh, really? Okay.
You just grab the desk that was available.
So it's like the cafeteria. You just pull up.
Right.
Okay.
There's an empty chair. I'm going to work here.
Okay. Well, that's something I didn't know. All right. Well, we got a couple of minutes left. So what's something fun you're excited about doing this year, 2022, that maybe you've been putting off or wanting to get back to? Anything pop out at you?
Personally or professionally?
Either way.
Well, we've been doing this event for a couple of years with this thing called MomoCon, which is this just hilarious anime cosplay gaming event. So haven't been able to do their thing for 2 years.
Okay.
So now they're coming back. So that's a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then just kind of looking forward to some vacation time this summer sometime.
I know, right?
We usually go camping with the Boy Scouts for a week in the woods somewhere. So that's always kind of my Zen time,
Which is quiet.
Well, I get away. I turn the phone off. I don't. I tell my clients, you're not going to find me for a couple of days.
And even if you try to find me, you're not going to probably.
Right. I got no cell service here. Sorry.
That's a refreshing thing, though. Being able to turn off. And I last night I made myself turn stuff off, and then this morning, of course, you wake up and there's 80 texts and emails and stuff. But there's no way we can ever fight that battle. But I think we've learned during the last 24 months that relationships. And we're in the relationship, business and life are so important. As we kind of come to an end, any things of like, mental fitness and people that are really, that you would want to say to them that are anxious, depressed, go, man, this is 24 months. I'm not like you guys. I'm really stuck in a rut. You might give them today to encourage them?
Well, first is exercise.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't go to my gym for a while, but I walked a lot in the neighborhood and I did a lot of hiking, that kind of thing. And try a new hobby. I'm doing an evening at Emory photography class now. Just to learn something. Just kind of learn something new, kind of up my skill level a little bit. Do something different.
Well, I know who I'm going to get you to come shoot some photos.
There you go.
Got plenty of photos. All right, Mitch. Well, I'm going to close this out. But Mitch Leff, man, thanks for coming on the show.
Great.
I sure appreciate it.
Appreciate it. No, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Folks, thanks for tuning in for another Our Town Community Show. Mitch Leff, our guest today. We'll see you again next time